You are out in the city, waiting for a celebration to begin. Vendors were already setting up carts full of treats. Families were searching for the perfect spot to watch from. And children were buzzing with excitement every time a giant balloon peeked around a building. Early sunlight gleamed off bright floats and metallic streamers. Drums echoed faintly from rehearsing marching bands a few blocks away. You wandered through the staging area behind the main route, where everything really happened. The last-minute repairs, the finishing touches, the towering balloons being carefully tied down by teams armed with gloves and sandbags. It was stunning seeing the behind-the-scenes magic. You spotted balloons already half-inflated, famous characters swaying gently, looking as though they were waking from a nap. You passed a particularly impressive balloon, Marshall from Paw Patrol, already fully inflated with gentle, eager bobbing. His handlers held on to his thick tethers while smiling at onlookers who peeked over the barriers. You kept walking, slipping between two storage buildings for shade, and stopped dead in your tracks. There, in another narrow passageway, surrounded by coils of colorful latex, metallic tools, ropes, and two shimmering tanks, stood a woman.
Hey there.
She called without looking up, tightening a knot on one of the suit's cuffs.
Didn't expect a visitor back here, but I guess today's full of surprises. By the way, I'm Clara.
She said, brushing dust off her gloves.
Guilty as charged. You must have met my first helper earlier.
She gestured toward the open street where Marshall floated proudly in the distance.
They turned out amazing, didn't they?
You felt confused.
So, what are you doing now?
You asked? Clara led you back into the warehouse and tapped her boot against the giant deflated Chase suit.
Preparing his partner. Chase and Marshall usually go together, but this one's a little different.
She nudged the shimmering tank beside her, the same kind from earlier, glowing faintly as if holding a nebula inside.
Magic air?
You asked quietly.
You're catching on. This tank helps the balloon suit come alive properly, but I can't do all the prep alone, and I could really use another helper.
You looked at the sprawling flat Chase shape. Its paws limp, its tail unrolled, its painted face wrinkled and folded.
A helper for who exactly?
For you.
Before you could answer, she lifted the Chase suit's chest panel.
Arms up, kiddo.
She said with the confidence of someone who had done this hundreds of times.
Wait, what?
Look. Marshall turned out fantastic. Trust me. You'll do great.
With surprising gentleness, she guided you into the suit, head first, then arms into the floppy front legs, then legs into the hind ones. You felt the cool synthetic material wrap around you like a hollow hug. Clara zipped the last seam, leaving you in darkness. You heard her voice right outside the Chase head.
Okay, buddy. Just relax, and let me do my thing.
Then, a jolt of air surged through the suit. You gasped as you felt yourself press outward, the fabric stretching, the paws plumping.
Attaboy. Your front right paw's waking up is the first good sign.
You couldn't move much except your eyes, which flicked around as your muscle expanded, smoothing out into a rounded, cheerful shape. Clara laughed softly when your face finally lifted from the floor. Another wave of air filled you, swelling your legs, stomach, and tail. You felt your whole body rounding, stretching, rising. Your voice squeaked involuntarily from the internal pressure.
Clara. Clara?
Yep, still here. Just keep breathing normally. You're inflating beautifully.
She said, patting your growing belly with a gloved hand. You felt yourself grow lighter, tension pulling upward. Finally, one last oomph of magic air filled every seam. Your entire inflated Chase form lifted gently into the air. Clara grabbed the tether line quickly.
Easy. Easy there. Don't fall over on me.
I feel huge.
And adorable. But don't worry, you'll stabilize in a sec. Let's get you out where the crowd can see you. Shall we? They're going to love you.
She walked backwards, guiding you like someone walking an eager puppy, pulling you towards the warehouse doors. You emerged into the sunlight, bobbing softly. Cheers erupted immediately.
Don't try to move your arms too much. The air balance is delicate. But you're perfect, just the way you are.
You drifted forward, handlers now joining Clara to pull your massive body down the street. Your printed smile beamed as you hovered above the cheering crowd.
Welcome to Parade Day, Chase. You're gonna make a lot of people really happy today.
As you were carried onto your float, light, full, and impossibly buoyant, you felt it too. Soon, the parade had officially begun. Bright music boomed down the avenue, confetti cannons thumped, and every rooftop seemed to shimmer with spectators leaning over railings to watch balloons drift by. Floats rumbled, drummers marched in tight formation, and above it all, towering, colorful, and impossible to miss, the Paw Patrol balloons. The newly inflated blow-up Chase sitting on its float being pulled near the front of the section, his handlers guiding him smoothly with gentle tugs. Despite the controlled movements, Chase swayed slightly from side to side with his natural buoyancy, his big inflated tail waddling behind him. Behind the inflated blow-up Chase floated the Marshall balloon, shining under the sunlight like polished foil. His giant balloon head bobbed cheerfully every time the breeze caught him just right. Spectators squealed and pointed at the sight of both pups together.
Look, it's Chase and Marshall.
Wow. Chase looks brand new.
Oh my gosh, they're both adorable.
Clara walked briskly alongside you, one hand holding your primary tether handle, the other occasionally signaling to Marshall's handler team. She was glowing with pride, proud of the balloons, proud of the magic, and proud of her helpers.
You two are doing amazing. Keep steady, Chase. You're drifting a little, Marshall. Yes. Perfect. Chase and Marshall. Partners leading the way.
She called up to you, loud enough for only you to hear. Marshall's massive balloon head slowly turned towards Chase, only a slight rotation, but enough that it seemed like he was smiling right at him. The crowd gasped and laughed with delight.
Aw, they're looking at each other.
They're friends.
Take a picture, take a picture.
As Chase wobbled happily, Marshall's inflated body gave a soft squeaky groan at the motion. Chase's blue police uniform shimmered, as Marshall's red firefighter gear glinted like morning firelight. Together, you looked like giant guardians patrolling the city. A little girl sitting on her father's shoulders waved frantically.
Daddy, Daddy, they said hi to me.
That's great, sweetie.
Your handlers tugged your tether just slightly, making you tilt forward in what looked almost like a nod. Marshall's team, seeing it, tilted him too. As the parade wound deeper into the city, tall buildings rose around the pups, with windows were filled with spectators leaning out to get a closer look. Some tapped on the glass as if greeting you personally. A few apartments were perfectly aligned with your giant balloon faces. Those residents got up-close views of Chase and Marshall's printed smiles, filling their windows like friendly giants. Marshall floated along, soaking it all in. The breeze ruffled your huge inflated ears. The sunlight warmed sea haze's glossy vinyl body. Marshall drifted comfortably beside Chase, swaying in rhythm to the marching band playing below. And for the rest of that route, Chase and Marshall bobbed proudly together, partners and icons, with magical air and helium-powered stars of the celebration.